Happening YouTube. It is Freaky Friday, and you're in here with the original Life Gang Avengers of current culture. It's me. It's the living legend Larry. How you doing, my brother?
Oh man, I'm doing fine, man. Just hanging in there. It's a rainy Friday over here, and so it's just kind of wet and dreary.
Uh, well, it ain't gonna be wet and dreary in this review because we've got a couple of things to talk about. We've got, of course, the preview to the finale of Power Book 2, Season 2.
All
We'll
right.
get Larry's opinion on the last episode and what he thinks is going to happen on the new episode. And also, we've got Tommy premiering this weekend. So, of course, I got to get Larry's thoughts on that. And then we just had Peacemaker episode 6. Me and Larry will talk about what we liked, what we didn't like about that.
That was a great
and
show.
Then it got real good this last episode. I was back a fan this past episode. And then we'll end on something that could be a sad note, ladies and gentlemen. You guys have known me for years to represent this team right here. I mean, if you take a look right here, these cups have been sitting behind my head since I started YouTube. I went to the football game this year to see them play the Raiders. I traveled to Las Vegas to see my team play the Raiders. And ladies and gentlemen, I might be throwing this in the trash. And we'll get to that at the very end.
Yeah, the Dolphins are on that bullish.
Well, it's not just them. It's pretty much all the NFL owners except for maybe one or two. It's pretty much the whole NFL except for maybe two teams that be on that bull job. And we'll get there at the very end. But let me shout out the great people we've got in here. Suburbia Jones, Andre, I ain't even going to try to butcher your last name. Malika Sandy. Oh, that
Malika
like
Sandy said, y'all punctual. I mean, we're on the real CP time. CP time is correct time.
What?
You know?
Look, anybody that knows me knows Lamont Tyson hates being late. I almost didn't catch my wife because her ass came to our first date late. Lamont Tyson hates being late. I got my homie Tressa C. I got D Weave in the building and Damian Robinson. We've got 91 in here to see us. Please give us 91 likes. And Larry, let's get into it, my brother. So let's start out, Larry, with you telling me, how did you feel about episode 9 of Power Book 2? What was your highlights? What was your lowlights?
Oh, man, that was almost a week ago. It's hard to remember now. I might need some refreshing.
Here you go. Let me jog your memory. Start out with the opening scene where Tariq was seeing all the bodies that piled up, and Professor Megram had a phone that it was his daddy calling. And do you know the people got jokes, Larry? The people trying to say that it was Ghost on the phone because Ghost done hit it too. See, y'all ain't right. Ghost ain't getting none of Professor Megram. Y'all stop those internet lies, okay? Ghost did not touch Professor Megram. But Larry, what did you think? Talk about this scene.
It was interesting that Ghost was the only one we didn't see there, which is just going to lead to more people's speculation that he's still alive. I don't think that's the case. What's her name? Courtney Kemp has said it's not the case, but you know Courtney be lying. She lie. But I mean, it's good to see that. It's good to see that he has a conscience. But for me, when I was looking at that whole thing, the thing that got me that episode is just how ridiculous it seems. Like some of the stuff they expect you to believe, like this whole unless that whole setup with Effie and Braden.
Braden, okay.
Unless that whole thing was a setup and Braden knew it was coming, it just seems completely unbelievable. I mean, he's driving Lauren out to the middle of nowhere. He's about to cap her. Right. And he gives her a bag of money, and then somebody pulls up behind him, and he's out there in the middle of nowhere with a bag full of money and a woman he's about to kill and a gun in his hand. And what does he do? He puts his hand up to shield the headlights to see what car it is. My first thought is, first of all, you're in the middle of nowhere. You're going to see that car coming from a half mile away. You see that car is not sneaking up on you like it did. And if you see that car coming, you're about to bust on somebody, you're going to tell him to get back in the car. You're gonna do something. You're gonna take some sort of action. You're not just gonna stand there and, oh, who is that sneaking up on us? You know,
Larry. Larry, look, I'm glad you're on YouTube because your acting was horrible. If that was supposed to be the part that was gonna have me impressed, you ain't never getting no Emmy, my brother.
That's what I mean. That's how ridiculous it was. That was my bad acting because of how ridiculous it was. Plus, I don't think Effie killed her. I think Effie turned her over to the feds because I think Effie's a fed. Because when Effie came back to the room where Tariq was, she was wearing the same clothes that she was wearing when she got Lauren, and she didn't have any blood on her. If she would have shot her, she would have had some spray on her. If she would have had to move the body, dump it in a hole, something, she would have had some blood on her, some dirt on her. If she had to bury her, there would have been something. And she looked just as fresh and clean as she did earlier. So I don't think she killed her. I think Effie's a fed. I think she turned her over to her handler, and that's that.
Talk about my man, short man Tate. He got the picture, and no, ladies and gentlemen, I do not have possession of the Snyder cut anymore. I done gave my Snyder cut version of this picture back to Braden. How do you think he's going to use this, my brother? And is this the beginning of him getting his own show in influence?
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, he handed it over, you know. Right. I mean, he handed it over to the DNC dude, so we know he's the dude. I mean, we saw that expression on his face when he opened the envelope, and he was like, ooh, he was deflated. He was like, oh, damn.
Larry, do you think Tate kept a version for himself just in case, or do you think he gave it all to Steven?
Nah, knowing Tate, if there was more than one in there, he kept one. He held. If there was more than one in there, he held back just in case dude tries to get funny, or in case the guy wiggles out of it. In case the current congressman wiggles out of it and he tries to say, "Oh, this is the only thing that ever happened. This happened one time, and I was convinced to do this because everybody was doing it, and I was young and stupid, and I shouldn't have done it, but I did, and I apologize." Yada yada yada. And he somehow wiggles his way out of it. Then Tate can come back with number 2 and be like, bam. Not only did he do it twice, but he lied to you guys about it. Not only can you not trust him because he's a blackface wearing racist, but he lied to you and he can't be trusted. So,
bam. And Larry, before the young people might not know, before we had all these high-powered printers and everything, I guarantee you, short man Tate hauled his ass to Kinko's and Xerox about 30 copies. That's where we used to have to go back in my day, people. We didn't have all these nice printers. We had to go to Kinko's and get shit Xerox and stuff like that. That's what we had to go back in my day.
Now you have those Shaq Eco tanks. You know?
Yeah, right. Is Kinko's still in business? Somebody leave me a comment. Do you still have a Kinko's in your city that does office printing, things like that? Let me know in the comments section.
I think Kinko's got bought by like FedEx or something. I think it's like the FedEx stores now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Shout out to the wonderful people in here. We've got 159 that have turned out on a freaky Zeke Friday night to see what's going on with the brothers. Give us 150 likes. And now it's time for me to give you guys my announcement about who's coming to do an interview with me this week. So first and foremost, be sure to download the podcast so you can hear the past interviews. And number one this week, this Wednesday, from Hightown, is Amani Lewis. She plays Charmaine. And I keep warning Hollywood that this chick is coming for that crown. She can act her butt off. Would love to see her in the MCU. She will be with me 9 p.m. Eastern this Wednesday, talking about her career, talking about season 3, and all the other good things she's got going on, because she also does some singing as well. But
I saw the way she was running through those woods. She ought to get some long fingernails and do the life story of Flores Griffin Joyner. You know?
Hell yeah. Oh, so you stealing my jokes now, see? So this dude's stealing my jokes. That's the first thing I was like, I know 3 or 4 NFL teams that could use her right now.
You know?
Right now. 3 or 4 NFL teams could use her. But
I'll
then,
tell you,
ladies and gentlemen,
between her and Tariq, they're about ready to start a Hollywood track team. You know?
Right. Exactly. And then, ladies and gentlemen, you've been waiting for it. You've been waiting for me to get someone from the Power Universe to come sit in my electric couch. Because that's what this is. This is my electric couch. And ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you might have seen this man on The Spot, Real Talk. If you haven't, go check out his interview he did with them. The Spot is in my video description. Check them out. But he's going to be with me on Thursday. Ladies and gentlemen, Shane Johnson, better known as Cooper, a.k.a. Sax, is going to join me Thursday night at 9 p.m. He's going to talk his career. He's going to talk hot takes on Power. He's going to recap some of his favorite scenes. It's going to be a full roundtable talking with Cooper Sax and what's going to be next for the character going into the next season. Hey, I'm keeping you guys fed, man, and keep showing up and turning out for the great interviews we're starting to get.
I feel like I should be there for that one since I'm the only one that likes Sax.
Well, Larry,
everybody else is dogging him.
There are plans, Larry. There are plans to have you get pulled in for a segment. So as long as you're not busy on Thursday, you'll get pulled in for a segment with Cooper Sax. So don't worry, I got your back. You know,
I like Sax.
Yeah.
I've got a lot of hate over the years for liking Sax.
Well, the thing is, the fact that everybody hates him means he's doing his job. You know, either you love someone or you hate them. If you're in the middle, you're not really making it. So I'm glad to see him. But what a lot of people don't know is Cooper Sax has a long acting career, and he's got many accomplishments. And there's some other credentials that he has that we'll get into during the interview. So get ready, my people. Back to this, Larry. Now, talk to me about your boy, Kane, getting pumped by Mecca. And do you think that he's going to actually go through with this plan his mama is trying to set up? On paper, Larry, they're supposed to be taking out Daddy Tejada. But we know good and damn well that that's not what's going to happen. People are thinking this is going to be a double cross where they're going to try to take out Stone Cold Steve Lorenzo and Mecca all at the same time. Larry, tell us what you think is going to happen.
Here's my prediction: is that Diana's finally going to make her bones on Mecca.
Mm-hmm.
I think she's going to be one. She's going to be the one that takes him out. Because she's sort of the one that I mean, not to say she started this mess, because technically Monet started this mess with
thank
you and having the kids.
Thank you, Larry.
You know,
thank you.
I know people are mad at Diana saying she's ruined the family, she's wrecking the family, telling all the family secrets. You're not telling family secrets when the only people who know are people in the family. Now, she was out there on Instagram, you know, talking about it, making reels, and on TikTok talking about her family. Then she'd be telling family secrets. But when you're at the dinner table and you just drop bombs at the dinner table, you're not telling family secrets. You're talking to your family about your family. I think that you know, because she was the one who sort of instigated all this stuff coming out, I think she might be the one that puts it all to bed. I think she might actually be the one that takes Mecca out.
I think, Larry, that Cristobal is going to come back and take Mecca out, because Cristobal used to work with the Jimenez cartel, and they're saying Mecca is a global snitch.
Right.
So if he's been globally snitching on all these cartels, I'm sure at some point in time he snitched on somebody with the Jimenez cartel, and the fact that his ass is out of jail and Cristobal is going to be out of jail, I think he's going to come and extract some revenge on behalf of the cartel and take out Mr. Mecca that the women all love. Like, they love Mecca. And they about to see their little boo thing, pop, pop, boom.
I'll tell you what would be a great way for them to get rid of Mecca, right?
Yep.
This would be fantastic and a great intro into the other show, is that we know that Tommy and them are not good with Lobo's people in them. And it would be great if Lobo's folks contacted Tommy and said, we know where you are. We've been knowing where you are. And if you want to get in good, here's how you get back right with us. and they tell him, we want you to take out Mecca. And so he shows up in town, shows up with Tariq. What's up, Tariq? Blah, blah, blah. This is what's going to happen. You're about to help me. And then he goes and takes out Mecca. That would be so dope right there.
Now, Larry, it's like this, my brother, Larry. Two people got to die. Two people got to die this week, Larry. And T Streams came through, showed me some love on Tuesday, Larry. And I took a panel. Yeah, I took a panel. Look, this is our death panel right there. At the very top, you see T Streams. He picked Mecca and Kane.
Okay.
And at the very bottom, you see Lamont. It says Mecca and Freaky Zeke.
I mean, it's looking like Freaky Zeke might go out. Oh, man. But I just kind of don't want him to. But a part of me is feeling like if Mecca goes out,
I don't want
where does his story go?
Larry, forget Mecca. You don't need Mecca. Zeke is the NBA talent. Damn it, Larry.
I feel you. I just keep thinking, like, if you take out Mecca, where does Zeke's story go from there? Because Zeke's story wasn't really a whole lot before this. It was sort of like he was there in the peripheral, you know?
True.
He showed up to help other people's stories.
That's true. But now, Larry, Zeke is a fan favorite. My man doing tours. He opening up clubs. He's singing, and he can sing. My man, he's a national treasure now. You can't get rid of him.
That's why it would be so good to get rid of him on one level, because it would hurt so good if dude got killed. It would be terrible, but people would be like, oh, damn, we were just starting to like him, you know? But I don't know. I mean, I think Mecca's gone because usually with these shows, every season you need a new villain. And he's a villain for this season. So we need, he's got to go. And
I don't think you per se need a new villain, but with this show, they've kept the story arc going in that direction that you're saying. Because in the first Power, you had what was the goofy ass the cartel Lobos. He was he ran for like 3 seasons. He was just kind of looming in the background 3 seasons, and then you had smaller antagonists pop up here and there.
But Lobos wasn't really the primary villain. The primary villains with Ghost, in Power was part of it was Angie, and the other part was just the government in general trying to go after him, And even though you can't kill the government, but that was really sort of his. I feel like Ghost, his main villain was much more abstract because it was more of a system that was coming after him more so than an individual person. But
not the first 3 seasons. First 3 seasons, he was working with Lobos. Then he turned from we're working together to you're trying to control me. Then it turned to I got to get rid of you. And then they brought in, what was that Russian cat? You remember well, I don't know if he was Russian or not.
I think they were like like Serbian or something, or
Serbs. So then you had those smaller antagonists effing with Ghost, while you still got Lobos looming around too, and then you still had Angela, who he was sleeping with at the time. When they killed Lobos is when the story with him and Angela started going more diabolical. So I will give you that on the last 3 seasons, but the first 3 you had Lobos, and Lobos was a good villain. He was a decent villain. I enjoyed Lobos.
He was cool, and
he was definitely cool. Like you said, with this, you went from last season we didn't even have a Mecca to this season we got a Mecca who there's no way he's going to survive past this season, Larry. There's no way. This is what I think is going to happen. I think Mecca, and this is just this second part may be a reach, but I think Mecca and Tejada, what's his name? Kane?
Lorenzo. I think Mecca and Lorenzo are going to get taken out because then that puts Monet back in play. But here's a trick to it. I think it's going to be Diane. I think it's going to be Diana that actually takes out Mecca.
Let me write this down, Larry. Let me write this down so that I got you on the record too. See, let me show y'all that. See, Larry is down there with me on the very bottom. Larry. Okay. So who getting taken out?
Best for last.
Who getting taken out again, Larry?
I think it's Mecca and Lorenzo.
Lorenzo. Okay. Oh, so you got the same picks as Miss K. So if
is
you
that
look
what you
on
have?
my list, yep, look on my list.
All right, there you go. Great minds think alike. Great minds
ladies
think
and
alike.
gentlemen, leave me a comment. Do you want me to do some gambling? Do you want to do some gambling on who's gonna? We can treat this like the Super Bowl. What? You know, whoever can guess who dies, you win a free stock from your boy Lamont Tyson if you got a Robinhood account.
Look at that.
You know, we're gonna do something like that. But Larry, go ahead, Larry.
But I think Diana's gonna kill Mecca, and I think Monet is gonna kill Lorenzo. She's either gonna kill Lorenzo or she's gonna order the death of Lorenzo. And I think what's gonna happen, it's gonna leave her back in control of the family, but it's not gonna be like that cemented control, because now I think you're gonna have Diana she's gonna have broker cherry, she's gonna want a piece of the game more, she's gonna now be struggling with Monet. She's not going to be afraid of Monet anymore. She's going to see her mom as, she already sees her mom as flawed. She knows her mom is, has all these secrets and other secret kid and relationship what's going on. She doesn't look at her mom in the same way anymore. So I think moving forward, there might be a power struggle. Right now, they're trying to put it as this power struggle between Kane and what's old boy's name? The middle kid?
Drew.
They're trying to make it seem like there's a power struggle between Kane and Drew for who's going to take over the family. I don't think they're paying any attention to Diana, and I think Diana's going to be the one that actually takes over the family. And so, but I think it's going to be a whole season of struggle between Diana and Monet.
Lorenzo not dying. You can just book that. Lorenzo is not dying. He's not going nowhere, Larry. It's definitely going to be Mecca, Freaky Zeke. And there's one other person that need to die, or story arc seems like it's starting to run out of steam, possibly. And that's Everett. Because there's a lot of people that want the daddy. Lorenzo wants to see Everett dead because he's a loose end. So, Larry, no one on my list up. I take that back. Moochie said Mecca and Everett are going to die. That's who Moochie got. Moochie got Mecca and Everett.
I feel you with Everett. Here's the problem, though.
Right.
They know that if they kill Everett, there is going to be so much heat coming for them, because you've already had the GTG kid killed on campus. You had Jabari that was murdered. And then you have Professor Milgram that was eviscerated on the stand and then committed suicide, supposedly. I mean,
I'm still sad, Larry. I'm still sad, Deborah.
I mean, you have all these people that are popping up either dead. Well, they're popping up dead either way, but either murdered or somehow just dead. If you have another kid that shows up dead, they're going to go to the ends of the earth and back to find out who did it. I mean, you can't have all these Ivy Leaguers showing up dead and no one knows what's going on. So I think they recognize that if you take out Everett, it's just going to be way too much heat.
So let me show you. Let me tell you what Moochie said. Moochie's prediction was Mecca and Everett, and that Kane would either go to jail or be on the run. I can see Kane being on the run. I can definitely.
You think he's gonna leave and run to Chicago?
That would be fly, but I don't think they're gonna do him like that. But that would definitely be fly. Maybe he's got something to do with the mysterious disappearance of Lauren, because I do believe Effie and Kane made some kind of shake my hand backdoor deal dealing with Kane. We'll see. But Larry, let's make predictions for the coming episode. And of course, I got clips to help you get your mind right. So let's take a look at the trailer first. Then, Larry, I'm going to show you all the little stuff that has dropped out this week. So trailer comes first, people. Here we go.
We ready to do this or what? I'm in.
All's fair in love and war.
Why are you backing out now?
I'm just saying we need to be careful.
We do whatever it takes for love.
You're not alone.
okay?
We do whatever it takes for power.
It's him or me, Kane.
After this, you ain't never gonna be the same.
Larry, in the very beginning, did you catch Mecca talking to Monet? And she wants to know, why is he backing out?
Yeah.
So Larry, what is he backing out of? She sure the hell ain't talking about him putting out a classic Cadillac out of the garage. So what is he backing out of?
Sounds to me like we know he's not stupid when he showed up at the house and her and Kane were up in there. It's not like dude was stupid. He knew what was going on. He knew that Kane had robbed him, which means he knew that Monet had robbed him. So, I mean, I think now at this point, he's just basically like, okay, you guys won't play me like I'm a chump, like I'm stupid. All right, let me show you how this works. I mean, let's not forget, Mecca may be a lot of things, but the dude is a survivor. And not just a survivor, he's a thriver, because you see what he's done. How many people you think get to run around the country, run around the world, diming out, cartels in multiple countries, diming out gun runners and everyone else. And he's living the high life on private jets and yachts and still basically being able to work with him, with immunity, running drugs, because the government knows exactly what he's doing, where he's doing it, who he's doing it with, but they just turn the other cheek because he's got the info they want. And
now, Larry, let me just say this. If it was like that in real life, more people could be informants and live the life he's living. It wouldn't be no crime in the world, because everybody would be telling their ass on everybody. Nobody would be doing crime, because everybody would want to live this life where you're going to be hidden somewhere in the Poconos, but when they need you, you get to swoop down in private jets and drive fast cars. He kills people with immunity. He just boop with immunity. So if it was like this in real life, it wouldn't be no more crime, because everybody would be too scared that there's an informant around every single corner, which is why he's got to die, Larry. That's exactly why he's got to die.
That's part of the reason too, I think so. But part of it is he doesn't kill, from what I've seen, he's not running around killing civilians. And that makes a big difference, and he's not killing people in stupid places. I mean, like, he may have killed his boy at his house and killed two of his boys at his house. I believe it was the one dude that he took offline that first time. And then the chef, but you got these other dudes running around killing people at schools and, shooting them in Central Park and every place else. Mecca's a little bit smarter than that. So, and I mean, the dude, if you look at the way he's been living and thriving, he's not dumb. You can think of him as, like, people can think, oh, he's dumb, he's about to get played by this. This dude's been running around making deals with the government, still making deals with all these drug lords and everything else. Obviously, people are still working with him because he's getting weight from somewhere,
Oh, he getting that from the government, Larry. He getting that from the government. He getting some from the government, and then he's in a pipeline. But you would think, this is what I still don't understand, Larry. We never expected Kane to use his head and do due diligence and try to figure out the background of Mecca. Right. It is so it was just so transparent to Tariq to do cross-examination on this dude, and he gets information on this guy literally like that at the snap of a finger, just like that. And then what about Monet? Monet claims she knew he was an international trader, and you would think in the drug game you can't trust nobody. You would think she would have had a private eye get all the information they could on Dante so that she would know what he's really been up to the last 20 years. So was that just the writing trying to show Tariq is ghost number 2, or was this just a case of everybody just dumb?
Part of me feels like everybody's just dumb in one way, because part of me is thinking like, okay, here you are, you have, they just robbed this dude, right? They're supposed to be splitting up whatever they get so that the Tejadas can get their dope going, and Tariq can get his money for his lawyer and all. They're supposed to be divvying stuff up, but they didn't even do an inventory. He didn't even know what was in that bag. He went to the bag all later after the fact and then just found out what was in there. I mean, he could have been used that, you know, or whatever else was there. We don't know what else was there. Because it was like he went in the bag and looked at the papers, and then he was sort of done at that point. Made his phone call. We don't know what else was in there because he shut the bag up. So I don't know. Some of this stuff I think they were asking us to suspend our disbelief a little bit too much, but I liked the way Tariq played it. He wasn't just like, you know, when dude was in his room, it wasn't like he was all shook. He was basically like, look, dude, here's what it is. You know who you are. I know who you are. You know, if I show up dead, these papers get up all over the place, and there's gonna be people from all over the world coming looking for you. So
it's too late for that, Larry. Cristobal coming looking for him. Plus, 2-Bit still has a favor that he needs to get from Tariq, so 2-Bit ain't about to let Tariq die either. So
I'll tell you, I don't know how 2-Bit must be real cheap in the strip club because $50,000 can't last that long. You know, and New York is expensive. Rent is expensive, so I don't know where he's living and where he's partying, but he must be doing it on a budget.
In honor of Larry, because the rent in New York is really high, there is another party that you can vote for in New York, and I'll let Larry listen to it.
I represent the rent is too damn high party. Playing the silly game, but it's not going to happen. The rent too damn high movement. The people I'm here to represent can't afford to pay their rent. Listen, someone's stomach, child's stomach just growled. Did you hear it? Rent is too damn high.
And you know what, Larry? You look back on it, he would have made a better governor than Cuomo when you give that hindsight 2020. The rent is too damn high. Too damn high. All right, Big Larry. I got one more clip for you to take a look at before we get off power. So, by the way, to all the 370 people in here, please give us 370 likes. Be sure to come back this week for interviews with the next youngest one in charge coming to get that Hollywood crown, Amani Lewis. She's on Hightown. She plays Charmaine. And then for my power fans, Thursday at 9 p.m., Shane Johnson, Cooper Sachs. He'll be in the building. Larry will get to be one of my special guests that come on and ask a quick question. So you don't want to miss that. Get ready for it. Larry, take a look at this, man. They dropped this week. I don't know where these people be finding these clips at, but they dropping them. So take a look at this one.
Unconditional love. Now, maybe you'll understand that when you have kids of your own, but Monet would do anything for you. You can trust me on that. You see this one right here? She's yours.
Real?
Yes. All yours.
Thanks.
There's an open seat on that plane when we dip out night after tomorrow. Only you choose if you're on it.
Larry, he laying that icing on thick, bro. He buying that love. Now, did you see the way Freaky Zeke was smiling when he showed him that car and gave him them keys? Freaky Zeke looking like the cat that ate the canary in that morning. He was smiling, cheesing hard as hell. But Larry, do you think he's gonna fall for this? And let me give you let me go ahead, Larry.
I was just gonna say, I hope not. I hope that Freaky Zeke realizes, regardless of all of the silliness that people are doing around him, he has to remember that he's not doing it. And he has to also remember that he still has the league. As much silliness has gone on, as much as he may not be the #1 draft pick right now, he's still probably going first round. He might go real late in the first round, but he's still going first round. He's still going to make millions of dollars. And in 3-4 months, he can look back and say, woo, I'm glad that is all behind me now. He can go live in some city in Minnesota or somewhere, go find him a nice woman and, you know, live his life or not have a nice woman. And he wants to be Freaky Zeke. He can go live his Freaky Zeke to the fullest in the league and play ball and have fun and let his family do whatever craziness they're going to do, you know?
So Larry, when I said he's trying to buy love, you know, people try to get in my comments and start trying to throw arrows. The best thing I can say about those individuals are you're highly uneducated. He is literally trying to bribe his own son. You don't win the affection of somebody you care about by buying them items. You win those people by showing your heart. That's how you do it. And so you folks out here talking about, I don't know what I'm talking about. I smile, I laugh, and I think about you guys in your comments, and I say that is exactly what the hell is wrong with America. That's all.
And and here's the thing, right? Is that Mecca's already doing half of what you need to do, which is simply showing up.
That's love. That's love.
Just showing up is half the battle. And he's already doing that. He doesn't need to give him a Porsche. He doesn't need to buy the affections of. I mean, if you're gonna do something, I thought what he offered was really generous and really showing some affection when he said, if you want to go to the league, I will get you a personal coach that you can work with for the rest of the season. I thought that was something real. Not this. Oh, here's a Porsche. I mean, he's going to be able to buy his own Porsche in a couple of months when he goes to the league. But if you're talking about give him a coach, help him, give him something that's going to help better himself,
Exactly. Teach a man to fish, Larry. Yeah. And he'll feed himself. You give a man a fish, he's only going to eat for a day.
Right.
And become dependent.
And it's not like,
go ahead.
And it's not like Mecca was gone because he was a deadbeat. He was gone because he didn't know he had a kid. Yeah. And when he found out he had a kid, dude was back. He was like, I found out I had a kid. I'm back. I'm not going anywhere.
So Larry, for you, Larry, the fact that, and I know I'm just asking, the fact that he came back to be with his kid, does that supersede him, quote unquote, being a snitch in your mind?
I mean, he's still a snitch, but he's still a snitch. I mean, to be perfectly honest with you, if being a snitch a good thing? Aren't we trying to get more people to be a snitch? No, because he's not a snitch in the way that that a legit dude. Like, he's a criminal. I mean, he's still selling drugs and poisoning the community and killing people. He's just a snitch so that he can continue to run drugs and guns and everything else and get away with it. He's not really trying to better the community in any kind of way. It's different. If someone's a snitch, if you happen to witness a murder, like the woman who saw Tariq and Kane kill Jabari in the park, if she snitches, that's a good snitch. That's doing your civic duty. You saw somebody get murdered and you're going, you just tell the cops inside to testify. That's being a good snitch. He's just continuing to do what he wants to do and getting away with it by turning in somebody that's a little bit higher up the food chain. Eventually, somebody's gonna, eventually he's gonna get high enough. Well, if he's smart, he won't move any higher, but he seems like he's moving enough weight that he's gonna be pretty damn high. Eventually, the feds are gonna want him instead of him just keep turning people in. So they're gonna take him off the board. I mean, eventually, everybody who's a snitch like that gets taken off the board. So you might as well live it up because your life is gonna be short. Right.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, please post us all your comments. Be sure to like the video. We've got 400. Wow, Larry, you done made a Friday night record. We got 400 that done tuned in to see our crazy butts on a Friday night. That's big time for a Friday night. Be sure to subscribe. Be sure to download the podcast. I've got all the interviews I've done up there and some of the recaps we do for Power. And also come check out my interviews. Wednesday night, Charmaine, Amani Lewis from Hightown. Thursday, Cooper Sachs. Better than his real name is Shane Johnson. Come check us all out for that. It's going to go down this week right here. And for those of you want to know how me and my wife are going to do our reviews this Sunday, we're going to be doing our reviews very early. So if you like to watch our reviews, we're going to do the finale for Power Book 2 at around noon, between noon and 12:30. And then we're going to come back at 3 p.m. to do Tommy's premiere. So stick with us. I will do everything I can to make my wife gush and quiver in crazy ass jokes. Get ready. So Larry, as I said in that, Tommy is coming out this weekend. Let's recap his trailer real quick, Larry, and then let me get your opinions on how you feel about the show.
Let's see it.
This could only happen in a town like this, and only happen to a guy like me.
You don't want to stick around Chicago.
My kind of town, Chicago.
You ain't gotta do this. I feel like I do.
Oh my God.
Oh, he definitely has that Tommy humor. He said, "You don't got to do this." I feel like I do.
Dude, bro, did you see what he did?
Yeah, that didn't look
and Larry,
right.
That might be episode 1. I mean, it can't nothing positive come from someone stomping your hand off, except for you probably can take your ass to the government and get disability. And who wants to get disability that way? God, he just popped it off. Talk to me, brother Larry. Talk to me. How you feeling about Tommy coming back?
Yeah, man, it looks like it's going to be an interesting show. You can tell there's definitely going to be that mafia vibe to it when they start off with that Sinatra song playing. So there's definitely going to have that mafia connection in there. And we know Chicago's been known for the mob stuff. So
yes,
it's going to be interesting to see how it is. Because you go to a place like Chicago where people are not. It's not like the people there are strangers to violence. It's not like he's moving to some small town. People aren't used. Like when we were watching Snowfall and they moved into what was it, Arkansas or someplace.
Arkansas.
Yeah, and they were sort of like ho-dunk. They weren't really used to all that. And he's going to another big city where people are like, they have territories that are established and they will shoot and kill you just as fast as you'll shoot and kill them. So I think it's gonna be a show where we get to see him actually be a little bit smart, because most of the time we see him just being sort of a shoot first, think later. And now we're probably gonna get to see him think his way through some problems there.
Right. And to buffer Larry's point about how tough Chicago is and Chicago mob, the first place documented in the United States where someone died from the use of a Tommy gun happened to be where Tommy is going, Chicago. So Chicago is they're used to violence and danger and lying ass politicians that get involved with the mob and gambling and running moonshine. Yeah, they're used to all that. Tommy's going to fit in right at home. And ladies and gentlemen, just like one of the teams that is in the Super Bowl, the Cincinnati Bengals, Tommy got a little bit of that wildcat in him. You know what I'm talking about, Larry?
I saw it.
Tommy got a little bit of that wild jungle animal in him, because Tommy got that jungle fever. He still got that jungle fever, just like the Cincinnati Bengals is a wild cat out the jungle. Tommy still got that jungle fever in him too, and he will be in here knocking panty draws with another sister on this show. And Tommy's probably some of all the Black America's favorite white guy, next to maybe Eminem. And what's the comedian that looks just like Tommy? Gary Owens, folks like that.
I'll tell you, the women need to stay away from Tommy, boy, because you figure after Holly and Lala, you dying. You might get half a season in and you got to go.
I hope his mom makes it on the show. I love his mom, and his mom played the hell out her role, man.
I would not be surprised if his mom just showed up unannounced. Like she just showed up talking about, where's that coke at?
Oh, goodness gracious.
His mom's a cokehead. So
wow.
She might just show up out the blue talking about, I ran out of that supply, that little stash you left. I ran out. I need a re-up.
Okay. All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, like I said, our review for book 2 will go live between 12:30 and between noon and 12:30. And then we'll come back around 3 p.m. to 3:30 with Tommy's premiere. And now, ladies and gentlemen, we will move on to Peacemaker.
Wait. Larry, so Tommy's show comes out on Sunday?
Come out on Sunday, man.
So the premiere is going to be the lead into Tommy's new show?
I don't know how they're going to do it. You mean the finale leading into Tommy's new show?
Yeah, the finale is going to lead into Tommy's premiere?
I guess. I guess.
Okay.
I wish they wouldn't do it this way. But I'm sure they're trying not to compete with the Super Bowl. But Tommy's going to be on with the Super Bowl. Plus, if you have the Stars app, which I highly recommend you get, if you have the Stars app, you can watch this thing
At midnight.
Sunday morning at midnight. Yes, you can.
Yeah.
So get that out, my ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very cheap. Shout out to all 410 of you guys. I love you. I'm grateful to you. You guys have been showing up and showing out, and you've been coming for my interviews. And because you've been turning out in pretty good numbers for the interviews, more people are starting to recognize me as a media platform, and they're coming back saying they want to come do interviews here because you guys are such a great audience. So shout out to you guys, the audience. Get the podcast. Come back on Wednesday for Charmaine, Amani Lewis. Definitely come back on Thursday for Shane Johnson, because you guys are going to be surprised at what some of his favorite scenes are, and we're going to get it right on out of them and make it a lot of fun. Now, Larry, let's jump on some Peacemaker, episode 6. Let me show you a very defining clip for me from this particular episode. It was like, whoa. We called it last week. We called it. Take a look at this. No. Thank you.
Man.
Lord. Larry. Woo. And the Asian lady deep down when the butterfly took possession of her body, the butterfly told her partner that she really liked you. Yeah. And I love the scenes where the alien was talking on behalf of the woman, because you remember they broke it down in this episode. Yeah. They know some of your thoughts. They broke down the butterfly that's inside of Mern. Mm-hmm. Mern, the guy he's inside of, was a vicious, evil, mean son of a something. And the butterfly basically took him off the street. But Larry, just talk to me about your feelings about this episode. This was a very good episode.
It was.
Pretty much everything from top to bottom. Even John Cena. See, this Negro. See,
do we have
Larry,
good timing?
Larry, where was he at last week when the episode was horrible? He want to show back up when the thing get good. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, a man who has earned himself on my featured channels page. I give you guys the legend of the one take big dog.
Yo, what's going on?
Oh man,
what's going on, man? How you feeling?
I feel like 1 week we all had to wear headbands, like get the bandanas cracking like one take,
Look, because I done told y'all this right here, y'all gonna see me live throw all my Miami Dolphins shit in the trash in support of Blind 4-Way. I'm not lying. I'm done. But my big homie. Talk to me about this show, man. This episode was bananas, man. Give me your likes, your dislikes. Last week, I was just telling people I had apologized to you. Larry was there. I had apologized to you about John Cena. Then last week, I was like, I take all that back. But you know what?
John Cena was putting in some acting this time. He didn't say anything, but when he was at that piano, boy, he was putting in some. He was emoting.
Hey,
he was emoting.
Larry, before one take jumped in, I was gonna say that did it for me.
Yeah,
I mean the just sheer quagmire he's in mentally with killing people, and then he's portraying that through music, how he's feeling. Yo. One take it away, man. I might watch it again tonight.
I'm on the same kind of wave right now. Now, first of all, let me go ahead and make a disclosure for last week.
Oh, Lord. Oh, God.
Look, check me out. I had already received word that Lamont was not a fan of that episode. And I just so happened to be out of town at the time. So I'm like, I can't hear his displeasure with it. Listen,
he couldn't find a bathroom. He couldn't find a bathroom to record in.
I could. I sat back and watched the whole thing and didn't say nothing. I just like, I'm going to take this one on the chest for that one. Because I understand. It dipped a little bit last week. It dipped. I knew that.
It did.
But it came back with what might be the best episode of the season.
Oh, yeah.
It was good.
No question.
It was great.
No question. Definitely.
Listen, now you did something else because I went back and I reviewed the tape because when you said you called hardcore knowing something, but at the same time, I want to put this out there. I also was in that boat because I said there is no way he's going to survive that bomb.
Yeah.
So we rolling. Now, I do want to talk about the episode, but it's just something I want to bring up right now, though. Who is Kia's sister, man? And this, because now I'm wondering, and Adebayo's wife, she said, my sister let us borrow some money. Let's just get our stuff and go back to Gotham. I said, wait a minute.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
Listen, I would rather be out there fighting butterflies 24/7 than go spend 6 minutes in Gotham. There's no way. Like, no.
One take. Where it's at? I had the picture pulled for that. I got it in here. Let me find that picture because I thought me and Larry was gonna have to talk about this, but I overheard that same thing. One take. I overheard that. Here it is. It was when they was having this conversation right here. This got me thinking they trying to say she might be Barbara Gordon's secret sister.
That's what I didn't want to go there, but that's exactly what I was thinking.
There you go.
I'm thinking like, man, is this going? Because if this ties in, ooh, that'll be.
But
nice.
but wait, one take. That's not the only one who had a sister by another father. Selena Kyle, Catwoman, had a sister that made a comic book run too.
You know, Selena probably got some money because much she steal and
yeah, she should.
Oh, that was
she should.
Oh, that would be nice.
Now the key here is one take. Are they going to take that story anywhere else? And I got to think they are. I just got to think that they're going to do that because this show is getting great reviews, highly rated. People love it.
Yeah.
And Adebayo is about to be stuck in a hard situation. I mean, in this conversation, she basically told you she was having a moral clusterfuck. You know, she's been lied to by this person. Her mama don't know what's going on. She need to come clean. And the girlfriend said, let's run. My sister got money in Gotham.
Gotham.
Who am I dressed up as? I'm dressed up as Batman. Bruh, look, take it away, one take, because I caught that too.
Yeah, listen. Okay, as far as the episode goes, this from the comedy from when the White Dragon was getting out of jail. He said ching chong, chicken and chopsticks, and she told him he looked like a donkey, shit on his head, laughing hysterically.
That was great.
All the way to the school where this man Peacemaker might have a child. Like that blew me away. Also, he's just sitting there insulting all of these kids. All of these kids, bro. I don't even know. And I was wondering, I'm like, who, why is he at a school? And then I seen Jamil, the guy who, this dude technically didn't even help him get out the hospital at all. Like, Peacemaker was like free to go. So it's like, you really owe this man nothing.
Nothing.
But now, I love Vigilante, man.
Oh, me too. Me too.
Like his comedy is just so on point, and everything he said is just so. It's at the wrong time, bro. It's like, what are you? He's literally asking.
Look, it's at the wrong time for him, but for us as fans, it's perfect. It's
perfect.
Bro,
why is he up there talking about? Why is he up there talking about? Who am I? Which one? Can you tell me it equally apart? Which one's us?
Larry, I was dying laughing. That and then the fact he asked in golf, he said, "What's your favorite color?" It's like, dude, yes or no question. What do you think? Say, well, how you expect me to follow all these rules? It's like there's one rule. I was dying, man.
But one take, you know what make it so sweet for Vigilante? He goofy as hell, but he can kick your ass. Like, don't get them twisted. Don't get them twisted.
Yeah. He was so ready to kill the cop. He said, no, she's a cop. He's like, she's a cop. Like, no, she's a cop. Like, what are you? I'm like, he had.
But what about when they were running? What about he was running? He threw that knife, and Peacemaker was like, "What are you doing?" He was like, "He's paralyzed at most," you know.
Larry, you just brought up something else. Eagly is a complete savage too. That's the first time I think we've seen Eagly in action.
Yeah,
he tried to. He was trying to stop Vigilante from killing people. Eagly was taking people's eyeballs out.
Eagly redeemed himself like immediately because that was like he was on top of their mobile home playing with that little scrunchie or whatever it was. We were like, Eagly, what are you doing? And then when they get in the open field, then he's like, okay, now he's out there getting it in.
Bro, look, I told y'all. I remember the first time I said Vigilante is going to be a fan favorite. And Eagly is going to be a fan favorite. I told y'all. You could just see it. You could just. I mean, dude had me wanting to go back and recap his best moments so far this season. Because him and Eagly like Larry said, Eagly touched down this past episode.
Hey Lamont, I think we missed a couple super chats. There was one from Tyrone Graves, like $1.99. There was another one that just came through from Antoinette.
My super chatters, my bad. Let me get y'all on up in here. Antoinette says Peacemaker is freaking hilarious. The fact that the dad said ching chong chopsticks and then Sophia translated it. Oh my god, I was dying. I was dying, man. But wow, Larry, jump on in here, man. Jump on in here with one take. Talk to us a little bit about what you like, Larry. There was nothing to dislike this week.
No, this was a great. I'm sorry. This was a great episode. I mean, I'm loving it. The only thing I was rooting for. What's her name? The Asian lady. I was rooting for her partner not to get a butterfly. And I was like, they got to keep one of them without a butterfly.
I know.
I was like, run, man, run, but he didn't make it. So
there was no way he was getting away.
But I love that scene where, right after she took over and she said, she really liked you. And you see her with the weird face trying to smile. And she was like, that smile, every time you take over a different body, it's always something different. And you can see there. And then they all came out of they're walking, with all in slow motion. They're all with that crazy smiles. So
good.
And that dude, I don't know what I guess they killed the other butterfly that was in him and took over him again.
No, apparently he wasn't a butterfly. I thought he was.
I thought he was.
I think the butterfly that's in Mern used the knowledge of their relationship to call him and use him. Because Mern used to be a terrible person, and we see how terrible he is. He is executing people. And did y'all catch the little clip at the end where he's trying to figure out how to cry?
That dude looks like Eddie Munster. Man.
How about the score when Homegirl came to the police department talking about the girl is a monster, and then they showed the racist ass granddaddy having sex with a fucking skinhead who had breasts like a man. Then she put on the hood too, and all that was being like they was talking to us through the music. She's a monster. Mm-hmm. They was talking about the butterfly that got into the Asian lady, and one take you called it. You said that this was spaceships. You called it.
Yeah.
You said it was spaceships, and it was spaceships with the rest. She was calling in the reinforcements, but this is what I need y'all to tell me. Why was this butterfly trying to be friends with Peacemaker at first? Now the butterfly want to kill him again. It went from I'm going to kill you in this woman. I'm going to kill you while I'm in this woman. Now I'm going to be your friend, put a peace sign on the glass jar you got me in. And then as soon as I get in a human, I'm here to kill you. What's up with that?
Do you think the butterfly was trying to manipulate him to let him out? Like, hey, look at this. I'm doing a peace sign. Like, hey, let me out. You know what I'm saying?
That's the first thing. That's the first thing I thought. And I thought they was going to drag that out. I didn't know they was going to let this butterfly get away this week. So when Vigilante fell off that tree, I was just, if y'all could have heard me, I said a bad word. My wife was like, "What's wrong with you?" I was like, this fool done fell out the tree, and the butterfly I thought the butterfly was going to get in his butt. That's what I thought.
Yeah, I thought that for a moment too.
Though. This man said, I said, that's how you fall? I said, that's how you fall? Out of all the ways, do you know what the situation is? We have the SWAT team after us. We have an alien that goes inside of people's body, and you fail because you want to symbolize, hey, I thought we was getting drunk this weekend.
He said, where's your car? He said, I Ubered here.
Oh my God, man. This dude, man, I wonder, fellas, do you think the writers knew that Vigilante would get this much fanfare when they wrote this story?
Bro, I don't think you can predict the kind of he is the perfect asset to this show. Like, the comedian, even the moment with the phone, he didn't give Peacemaker time to say anything before he threw out his phone. He said it was a secure line. He said,
man.
You terrible.
But did y'all catch this? Look at the ringtone. I'm a Barbie girl in the Barbie
world, right?
He's something else, man.
Oh my God, man!
Bro,
look,
he is the perfect James Gunn character. Like, perfect
all day,
all
day long, man.
I think that butterfly, though. I think that butterfly might end up saving Peacemaker at some point. I think he's gonna repay him because Peacemaker kept him alive. He could have just killed him. He could have just squashed him, and he kept he kept him. He put him in the jar. He kept feeding him. He kept him alive. I think when push comes to shove, I think Peacemaker might need some saving. I think that butterfly might actually do it.
Now, Larry, now you talking. You talking like a guardian of the galaxy, talking about somebody needing some saving. Because think about this, fellas. That butterfly was in the woman John Cena fucked in the butt. In any chance that butterfly could have got a taste of his DNA, maybe that he inseminated something in that moment before the woman died, and that's why the butterfly wants to preserve Cena.
No. That one was in Golf.
The Senator.
Senator. This was in the Senator. So Golf was in the Senator.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm getting my butterflies.
I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
I'm gonna be honest, Larry. I'm a little jealous you said that first because I can see it happening now. I feel like it's gonna happen now. I wish I would have thought of it first. I really wish I would have thought of it first. I can see it happening now.
Yeah, I think he's gonna. I think he or she now, because it's in Detective Song. I think she's gonna end up saving Peacemaker at some point.
Yeah.
So,
you do?
Yeah, I think she's probably gonna end up saving. I think she's gonna end up saving him from his own dad.
But Larry, why would she do that when she's got to be at odds with Mern? Because one take you called this too. You always said Mern is a butterfly, but you've been on the wagon. He's not evil. That's what you said, and he's not. He just came clean. Right. That we know of. But Hardcore knew it, and I said she knew something. Right. And Beard Guy knew it, but he tried to go la 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 la. And now that's what he did.
That was hilarious.
So at this point, why would this butterfly want to save Peacemaker when it's looking like a scenario of Mern is the good part of their species, and this chick done brought in the evil part and reinforced it and really want to take over the earth?
I think it's just a matter of repaying a debt. I think that's what it's just going to be, repaying a debt, because he kept that butterfly alive and fed it. He could have just squashed it. He could have not have captured it and let somebody else capture it, and they would have probably just killed it or experimented on it. Instead, he put it in the jar and fed it and tried to figure out what to do with it. And I think when push comes to shove, it's just going to repay a debt.
Yeah, and I think to Larry's point, even Mern mentioned when they first came there, they weren't evil. It's just like they slowly became that, and he's like, nah, this ain't right. So maybe that might have like, okay, this dude could have just shot me, you know what I'm saying? But and then he's feeding it like to Larry's point. I think that is a debt that's probably gonna be repaid. Now, once that debt's repaid, I don't know what's gonna happen after that.
Yeah, then all bets are off at that point.
So, fellas, talk to me about the evidence that they pulled out the book from Peacemaker's house that homeboy came and gave this press conference like he's Johnny Cochran going white, and they searching for Peacemaker. So talk to me about that book. And look, I sure hated for my man over there on his left. God, why did they have to let the butterfly get him? I ain't over that, man. That hurt me. That hurt me because I was just like, dude, you got to get away. You got to get away.
I wanted him to get away. There was no way he was getting away from all that.
Exactly. There was no way. No way.
Unless there was like an escape door that had some
I thought he was gonna let him trip and fall and pass out, and he wasn't gonna be able to get in him. Or something. I thought something.
He needed to grab a fire extinguisher and start spraying him or something.
or no, forget the fire extinguisher. Set a fire. What are you talking about?
I mean, if you can get one, I'm just thinking the closest thing you can get.
Came in there like a boss, though. Like she came in there like a boss.
She really did.
Since one take missed it. Oh, my bad. I done deleted it already. I was about to say that's what I had as the opening clip because that meant the score, the way she walked in, the whole.
Oh no, I was watching. I was watching for sure.
Okay,
yeah, I was watching right now.
That was unbelievable.
That was dope.
So now, what's in that book? Talk to me about that book, One Take. Talk to me about the confines of that book.
See, the book has to be probably one of the weirdest points of this. Because Adebayo's whole thing from Waller was to plant the book in Peacemaker's house. So I don't was Peacemaker meant to find the book or what? Because once the police find it, I kind of feel like what they would have wanted. I don't think Peacemaker would have thought, oh, I had this book. Because he even says, like, no, I don't have a diary. It's like,
what he says? I have a notebook, but I don't really write in it or something.
Right.
Exactly. Like, who was meant to find that diary? That's one of the things. Like, Waller has more.
Now, check this out. Now, his daddy has worked for Waller in the comics. So did she want the daddy to come find it? Is she going to be coming to try to help the daddy in this situation? I mean, because look, it's about to be a 3-way fight coming next week. You've got the Bad Butterflies, you've got Team Peacemaker, and you got the daddy that done suited up in some suit of armor like he about to be Iron Man. And in the next clip I'm going to show y'all, because I've been showing y'all what happens next episode. He letting things out of that suit. It's cutting loose. Yeah. So
now the only thing about the diaries, I don't think Waller's behind it because when they were reading stuff about the diary, they were talking about the butterflies and the alien invasion and all the stuff that they've been investigating, but they were saying that Waller didn't know about this. So if Waller didn't know about it, how would she know to even have this stuff put in the diary so it could be found?
Somebody that's working with Waller might have had it put in the diary, or one of her subordinates might have had it put in the diary and didn't give her all the full information about it. She just knows tidbits of the story, and for all we know, it could be a test of her daughter because the daughter thinking Waller don't know nothing. When had Amanda Waller not known nothing?
She did. Like she did a Zeke. You don't know nothing about nothing.
She don't know nothing. But when has Amanda Waller not? Amanda Waller don't like Superman. She don't like Batman. Like they keep that in mind. She's not really a good person.
No, not in the slightest. They constantly remind you of that. They constantly remind you of that. Like no, but I feel like it has some major significance. I don't think we've seen the full extent of it just yet, though. I think we still have 2 episodes left, which I thought was 10 episodes. I'm kind of disappointed it's only 8, but it is what it is. It's shaping up, you know what I'm saying, where it makes sense at the end in like the next 2 episodes. But I don't know. But there's something else I got to bring up real quick.
Yeah, go ahead.
I didn't know that Peacemaker was the one who killed his brother.
Yeah.
They've been flashing back to that the whole season.
Yeah,
but I didn't know it was him who did it.
Who you thought that little kid was?
I knew it was his brother, but I thought his dad might have did it on accident. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Right.
I didn't know if Peacemaker actually killed his own brother. So you see why he tried, and like, of course, his brother was his dad's favorite, so he's trying to like make up for that, trying to take his brother's spot. That's why he's been so, I don't even want to say I guess you can say forgiving of like all the horrible things his dad has done and stuff, because he's like, damn, I killed my brother. Like, the only way to make amends is to do literally whatever my dad says. That's tough.
But but they had to put that in the story, because how many other circumstances is there out there from which your daddy is a neo-Nazi racist and you still stick by him and you don't take him out yourself? The situation is the guilt that he's ridden with probably makes him want to feel like he's got to do the bidding of his dad to some degree and accept all his dad's flaws, because the daddy loved the older brother more than him, and you the reason why the son is dead. So that was,
you know what?
Go ahead, Larry.
I was just gonna say one thing I'm curious about. I want to know if that combination to get into that room is going to be significant, because they were real intentional on having like a tight shot right there and showing us the combination of him getting into the room. So I'm wondering if somehow it's going to come into play where maybe Peacemaker needs to get back in there to get some gear, or Vigilante, or somebody has to get back in there. I wonder if that combo is going to come into play somehow.
Larry, 100%. I mean, like, you ain't even got to think that. They got to get in this room. They're going to have to get in this room.
They done been in there, remember? When he stole all the helmets.
I'll tell you, man, when I saw that dude, I saw that White Knight dude, I was thinking to myself, boy, you just forget civil liberties. Just, if I'm a cop, I'm just going, I'm taking this dude out. I'm not arresting you. I'll just deal with the consequences later.
Bullets don't work on this suit, bro. Bullets don't work. It
does seem like that.
Maybe I'll try vibranium.
Fire. Yeah. You can try something else. It ain't vibranium, but bullets ain't gonna work on this suit, bro. And then you got look at these dudes. Hell, White Knight.
Bro, listen, the fact that this man said, I'm finna go get my wee-wee licked on, and then I'm gonna go kill my son. And he went to do exactly that. I said, oh, wow.
And he did it too. I mean, literally, this is where he's coming from. He just got out the bed, ain't even went and washed this pee-pee. And then, first of all, you done went and smashed this woman who, after you get out the bed with her, she puts on her KKK hood and shit. What kind of world we living in right now, Larry, where we got white folks don't want to put on a mask, but back in the day wanted to keep a hood on their head. And then he puts this whole suit on.
You know?
She didn't put on a shirt before she put on a mask. I'm like, damn. You didn't put on a top before you put on your mask.
Nothing. And
I was like, that armor has to rub.
Right. And you about to be in this suit. You about to be in this suit with the smell of PUSSY all over your body, and who knows when the hell you're gonna get out of it, bro.
Chlamydia everywhere.
Everywhere. He got to make it clap.
Oh man, he didn't shower. He just came out of it. It's gonna smell like Badussi.
Yeah, man. Now, fellas, we've got to watch this preview and give some predictions on what we're gonna do. So, to be honest with you, you dudes have been pretty spot on with most of y'all predictions, for real. As a unit.
Since Hawkeye, we've been on the road.
Yeah. We've been on top of this thing, man. So here we go with episode 7, my people. Take a look.
I know I couldn't trust these people. Where are you going? Kill this fucking cow. We are? Cool.
You planted a diary in Peacemaker's trailer. He was your friend.
I'm not made for this shit. I don't want to be here no more. So I'm leaving.
Open up, police!
Ding dong, bitches.
Oh, you gotta be fucking kidding me right now.
Let's go.
Dad,
What are you doing?
what I should have done long ago.
What? This motherfucker can fly?
Yeah, man.
He can fly?
Yeah.
No. That's way too much power for an evil person to have.
Hey,
Larry, Thanos was evil. Okay.
No, Thanos was right.
Oh, God.
Thanos was even. Come on now, Hawkeye even said so. You know, Hawkeye was just. I mean, Thanos was just an environmentalist. He might have been a little off, but he's just an environmentalist. He's trying to protect the universe.
We cannot take Hawkeye word when he was under duress when he made those statements. So we can't take him for granted. we can't take none of that. But see,
Thanos is different. He wasn't trying to attack one particular group. He was just simply saying everybody, out of everyone, half has to go. He was just simply just saying it's for the protection of all of the world and our resources.
Larry, that's a group.
Gotta go.
Yeah, that's a group.
Everyone.
That's a group.
Not the black folks, not the Mexicans, not the Asians, not everybody. It was just everybody got to go.
Just half of the people in the universe got to go.
Done.
That's a group. That's a group if I ever heard of a group. So half this butterfly generation is dead. That's a group.
Done.
You know, done.
They gone.
But fellas, what did you see from this trailer that you think is going to happen next week? What are you looking forward to? I want to see this suit. They showed us a little bit of it, and it looks like they are sticking to the foundations of the comics, but adding a little more to it. Which, hey, I'm fine with that. But what do you guys see happening? I'll go with you first, Larry. What you see? What you want?
I want to see him with I want to see at least half the episode of him suffering excruciating pain as he dies slowly for a good 30 minutes.
Damn.
That's what I want to see. Okay. I want to see him. I want to see a butterfly get in him and bleed him out.
Wow.
And then burst out of his butthole, just explode out of his ass and have the dude just up there just gutted, just with his lower intestine spilled out. That's what I want to see.
Oh
my man want mutilation.
I want it graphic. Don't imply it. I actually want to. I'm usually not into graphic violence, gory stuff. I want to see that with him, and I want to, and then I want to see some black kids come and take his suit and paint it over with some red, black, and green, and rock it
and say Wakanda forever, happy Black History Month.
Yes. Yes.
Go ahead, One Take. What you got, my brother? What you got?
I don't know if you're gonna get all that, Larry, but I will love to see it.
Oh man.
Oh my goodness.
That happened earlier this season, I think is definitely gonna come into play. I don't think White Dragon makes it to episode 8. I think he gets took out next episode, rightfully so. What? Hopefully, and he's not making it unless now this is now Larry. You brought up a point in all of that, but I don't know how I would actually want to see that play out because if he actually gets a butterfly put in him with that suit. Listen, bro, I don't see I see them losing badly.
But here's the problem. The butterfly takes over when it gets in you, not him.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. But still, you still gonna have a butterfly.
The butterfly.
Right. But maybe it's a good butterfly.
Yeah, maybe it's a good one.
That would be great. That would be a great flip. If they've been fighting him all episode, and then all of a sudden a butterfly takes over and they're like, wait a minute, why is he not trying to kill us? Why is he trying to help us?
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe the butterfly that's in Detective Song pops out a song and jumps into him to save Peacekeeper. Yeah.
Now, how is the butterfly going to get inside the suit?
he gonna do something. Evil villains to take off their masks and monologues.
Yeah, villains always have to tell all their story. They have to go through a whole 5 minutes of telling everybody why they're doing stuff and what they're gonna do to them and everything else. It's like, just do it.
Yeah, but something else I think is actually gonna come into play if that doesn't happen is remember when they was looking at the suit and Vigilante told him like that suit has like some spaces in between the armor.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm glad you paid attention because that's exactly how it's going to go down. 100%. No, 100%. 100%. That's exactly how it's going to go down, man. Wow. Well, one take, I'm glad you came through.
This is what I want to know.
We can't forget about Judo Master either.
Well, that's what I was going to say. After Judo Master comes back and expresses his anger, are we going to get Judo Master on the right side?
I think so, man.
Because wasn't the whole thing, he was working with the senator, it wasn't the senator supposed to be sort of a good guy? Like, wasn't he supposed to be a sort of a good butterfly?
I was about to say something. That's the thing. See? That's the thing. Murn actually could be bad. It's still a possibility. Because, don't forget, Judo Master was about to tell Peacemaker something before Adebayo shot him.
That's right.
Like he about to say, you don't know about the butterflies. They aren't as bad as you think. They might be.
Right.
Yeah.
But see, and we was also trying to figure out, was Adebayo in on something with Mom? How can we not speculate that when she planted that book and she shot Judo Master?
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm telling you. Everything I've ever read with her sneaky ass in it, whenever she come off like she's trying to be helpful, she never is. Never.
There's gonna be a whole bunch of kids. There's gonna be a whole bunch of white kids getting their ass kicked this Halloween from they come out dressed as the White Dragon.
Man.
They're gonna be getting.
What they better not.
They're gonna be up there getting mollywopped. And then, it's going to be, you have a whole bunch of them college kids down in Alabama and UT and all these places. They're going to have all that stuff. They're going to have their pictures taken. And then 15, 20 years later, when they run for office, they're going to have all those pictures pop up talking about, why were you dressed as the White Dragon? And I was just playing. It was just a fun Halloween thing. I was playing a DC character. Nah. You know what you did.
Exactly. And big shout out to the homie Big Buzz 703 coming through with the super chat, talking about Wano Grump is trying to get another loan to buy that White Dragon suit. He's talking about Donald Trump. That ain't gonna help him win no election. So,
maybe it'll help him drink water. He won't have to drink with two hands.
Right.
I shouldn't laugh at him, but I shouldn't laugh at him because it happens when people get old. They get shaky, some stuff. But you know what? I say it because he makes jokes about everybody. He was making fun of handicapped people and talking about all kinds of other folks, and then he's up there can't even hold a glass of water.
Right. And then eating a bucket of fried chicken every single night. He can't really talk about nobody. Shut up.
And this fool. Oh, I'm done talking about him. I don't even say about him.
We about to get out of here anyway. So, ladies and gentlemen, be sure to subscribe to all these gentlemen's finds channel. We got Larry. We got the One Take. They both put out phenomenal content. One Take, what you got going on your channel that the people can look forward to?
You already know what those Sundays consist of, those Euphoria reviews. I'm currently watching a series right now on Netflix called All of Us Are Dead. It's like a foreign joint.
I heard of that.
Zombies, bro. It's really good.
That's sort of like the Train to Busan type joint, right?
Yeah. It's really entertaining. I'm on like episode 4 or 5 right now, and it's 12 episodes. They're an hour piece, like a full hour, but like it's really good. Also, it's another series, Larry. I plan on watching, man. You talked about it. It's on HBO Max, man. I can't remember. It got Danny McBride.
Oh, the Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah. I had a friend hit me up today. I said, man, my partner told me about it, but I'm probably gonna try to start that this weekend too.
It is so ridiculous. It is hilarious because it is so. Danny McBride is just straight up over the top with everything he does. It is hilarious.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, cool. What you got, Larry? What's going on?
I started watching Reacher yesterday, and
I've been debating whether or not I should review that. Man, I'm kind of scared to add something else because once you start, you gotta get through it. So Larry,
they released it all in one. They released it like Netflix does, all in one pop. I was hoping they would go week to week with it, but they released it all at once. So it's like,
oh yeah.
I mean,
oh no, I'm
you
not.
Just watch
I'm definitely
it.
not. Yeah, and then
you just watch it, and then I mean, and that's I mean, you could talk about it, but it's like one show basically talking about it. I wish they would have done like maybe the first 2 episodes or the first 3 or something, and then released a couple more after. That would have been better. So,
did you like it though?
It's pretty good. I like. It's funny because I like it because I like dude that's in it that's playing Reacher. I used to watch him. There's another show. I don't know if you guys have seen it called Blue Mountain State that used to be out. If you have not seen that show, go look up Blue Mountain State. It is one of the funniest damn shows out there. It's about a college football team and all of the ridiculousness that goes on there. And this dude's one of the star players. It is just hilarious. I mean, it is beyond hilarious. It's like you will watch it and be like, how did this ever get past me? Because it's fun, it's funny, it's raunchy. It is just like the women may not like it, but it's definitely the dudes will like it.
So what it's like? So it's like a football. It's like a football American Pie or something.
Yeah, it's like an all-American Pie version of like it's like an American Pie version of what's that show? American Pie, whatever it is. It's like a version of that with All American in there. It's like
now,
okay.
One take. Me and One Take already know about Little Buddy because DC did us grimy by letting the most punk ass Robin kill him. In essence,
I'm just so happy you finally realized it. I'm just so happy.
I was on your side with Robin the first time. I was.
You did hate him.
I was the one.
You're right.
Yeah, remember, I was the one that had jokes on him. I was the one that was bashing him. I was the one that was saying, bro, just go and come on out. That's what I was the one doing all that because I was so disgusted that they gave that man that much screen time to be the Red Hood. And Larry, hot garbage.
God, this was on that show Gotham or something?
No, it was on Titans.
Titans.
Titans, okay.
Titans. Yeah.
Never.
Okay.
Ooh.
Anyway,
I say
he
never
played.
Watch it, man.
Larry, don't listen to that guy. Don't listen to him, Larry. Trust your boy. It is watchable. It is definitely watchable. It's watchable. Yes, it is watchable.
I might see. I'm still trying to figure out when I can fit in some Young Justice. So we'll see.
Yeah. Do that first. Do Young Justice.
They're not even in the same stratosphere at all. Like, they're not even close. Okay?
I saw there was a new DC movie that came out this week, or I think it was. I saw it on one of these sites. It was like the new Catwoman joint.
Batgirl. I think it's Batgirl.
Batgirl? Yeah, Batgirl. Man, that's what it was. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, but I was thinking about maybe checking it out. But yeah, but that dude's funny. He has great comedic timing because the other one was a comedy. I like some of the if you watch this, you'll notice it like in the first episode and be like, he stole Okoye's line because there's a you remember that line when the CIA dude when he asked T'Challa, does she speak? And she says, when she wants to, something he does the same thing. Somebody asked him, does he speak? And he says, when he wants to. And you can tell it was a straight. I mean, it was such a direct ripoff. I don't even want to call it a ripoff. I want to call it an homage because they was so intentionally done. So
okay. Cool. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are out of here. Be safe. If you're stuck in that winter storm mess, stay warm and get all the fuzzy juices and drinks you want to have. And come back and check me out Sunday. I'll be going live twice. I'll be going live at noon and then at 3 p.m. First one will be for Book 2. Second will be for Tommy's new show. And then we'll be back for all these star interviews I've got lined up next week. Stick with us till that next Sex is Hell video. We'll see you.